Hi guys, welcome to Cloud4 and this lecture is about the tenancy types available in AWS. This is which is very important concept in AWS because most of the time these tenancy types is leading and difficult to understand. So in current environment in AWS, there are three types of tenancy types available when you provision in an EC2 instance. You have an option to select one of the three methods. So let's discuss in detail of these three methods. So the first option that we have is the shared model, and the second option that we have is the dedicated instance model, and the third option that we have is dedicated host model. So let's go into deep with each option. Okay, so if you go with the shared model, okay, the shared model is the least cost method, if I say so, because the resources are shared with other customers. So as you aware, EC2 instances are virtual machines. Okay, so these virtual machines, when you provisioning an EC2 instance in AWS, whatever region, whatever AZ you prefer, they have their own infrastructure in AWS data centers. They have their own host. So when you provision EC2 instance, it will get provision in one of their hosts. Let's say in this example, host 1. Okay, so in shared model, say your EC2 instance is I201. In shared model, any other customer's EC2 instance, say you have an EC2 instance here, in my if I provision from my account, the EC2 instance it may place in the same host because it is the infrastructure is shared. Okay, so that's why it is mentioned as a multiple customers in can be provisioned in the same host. Okay, say let's say you stop and start your EC2 instance. Okay, you right click and you stop or you start the EC2 instance, which is hypervisor level change. This EC2 instance may get moved from host 1 and provision in another host. It is not the provision, actually it may get moved to another host. Okay, so understand this: if you stop and start, your EC2 instance may get moved to another host. So the host is not dedicated to you. Remember, this is a shared host. But if you reboot the OS from the OS, if you reboot from the OS, okay, it is not hypervisor level change. The host, underlying host, will not get changed. Okay, that is the shared model. As you may aware, currently AWS is using KVM based in hypervisors. Just for your information, if you can Google it and search, they have their hypervisors are running in KVM based. Okay, so let's go to the second option, dedicated instance model. Okay, dedicated instance. What is dedicated? So the same as shared model, EC2 instance are virtual machines. So if you provision using dedicated instance model, let's say your host EC2 get placed in host 1, no other customers VMs EC2s will get placed in this host. Only your instances, only your dedicated instance will get placed here. Understood? That is a very pretty much thing to understand. Remember that you are only in dedicated instance model. Other customers instance will not get placed. Only your dedicated instance will run on this host one. If you stop and start your VM EC2 instance, your host may get changed. Your VM may get moved to another host. Your VM may get moved to host 2, for instance. Okay, that is also clearly you have to understand. If you reboot from the OS, same as shared model, your VM will not get moved. Okay, so this is the clear difference. Underlying host can get changed in even though if you stop and start, but remember No other instance from other customers can get placed here. So you hope to understand this. Get get this. It is not very basic thing to understand, but a little bit confusing. Okay, let's move to the dedicated host model. In the dedicated host model, same as your virtual machines, but in this case, you block this host in AWS infrastructure. You've blocked this physical host. That means no other customers will not get placed here. Okay, and even though you stop and start your EC2 instance, underlying host will never get changed. This will forever will be on host 1. Okay, understand that this is like your host. You are, if the host is dedicated to you, you're because you are blocking the host. Okay, and even though you reboot the host VM, your host VM will be placed here. Your VM will not get moved to other hosts. Okay, why you need this type of environment is mainly if you have a hardware bound licensing. If you have a software which requires a hardware license bound licensing, so that's why this model is there. Because if you reboot this stop and start this VM, and if we get moved to a host 2, your licensing compliance uh, will not be compliant. Your license will not get compliant if you move if it get moved to another host. That's why mainly that's why this method is there. If you even though you stop and start, your host will not get never change. But remember, this is very high cost model, because the host is blocked to you. Actually, it's not used by other customers. Okay, hope you understand this. Let's go to the console and see the where you have to select this option. If you go to EC2 instance, let's say this is a new environment that they are pushing out, because EC2 experience interface is it will change now. So let's say you launch an instance, and I'm going to select Amazon AMI. I'm going to go with the default. In the tenancy, here you have the tenancy select tenancy options. So you can select the if it is shared, if it is dedicated, and if it is dedicated host, dedicated instance, or dedicated host. So you can select one option from these three. Okay. Oh, so hope you understand this clearly. You may Google it, or there are documentation in AWS. You can refer it, but I think you got it clear it now. Okay. Thank you very much.